You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnnie.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 209.
209, man. I am Superior Service Award winner Ralph this week.
Talk it. I love it. I love it. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. If you want to follow us individually, I'm the Minor Ralph across your social media platforms.
Yes, on Twitter, I'm JON, 2 underscores, the letter B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Also, special shout out to WDJYFM 99.1 in Atlanta.
ATL, hope.
Shout out to OS Gang out there in Georgia. Yes. Hold on. Already, just off the rip. Hit the round of applause. First of all,
Let's
listen, Ralph, talk to the people.
Okay, all right. Well, usually we start off with just how we're doing. But we're doing fine, but I'm gonna let Johnny cook in a minute, but I gotta get this off right. So first things first, the Founders Day of the greatest fraternity known to man just passed on Friday, November 17th. 112 years, rude to the great brothers of Omega Psi Phi, especially those of the New Chi chapter, talented 10th district. But you know, your boy, your mans,
Yeah.
was awarded the Superior Service Award just for his my efforts that I've been able to just work in the fraternity, do community service, whatever those great things are. I usually don't try to toot my own horn, despite the persona that I may put here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really humbled, that people saw the work that I put in and said, hey, Ralph deserves this. So no, I'm very humbled and show a level of gratitude, because that's not what I do it for. Mm-hmm. I do things to make sure that the frat is looked at in a great light. So whatever you may see or hear about Omega Psi Phi, I do the exact opposite. So community service, whatever it is to make the frat uphold the frat in the most positive light. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, congratulations, my man. Ralph and I, we talk quite often about the things that he does behind the scenes for his fraternity. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's just, I'm always in awe of, I guess, the volume of things that he does. He does a lot behind the scenes. And I can only imagine that it feels great to be recognized by your fraternity brothers, by the organization that you serve so well. Like, just for me, from the outside looking in, it's amazing, man. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah, I love it. I love to see it, man.
But yeah, man. Like I said, man, I am so gracious. I'm so humble. But rule to the good brothers. Enjoy your Founders Day. I know we still recovering. I'm recovering, big recovering. So you know what I'm saying. Like, but hey, man, like I said, I got my fraternal duties, but I got these podcast duties here, so I'm here to pod, baby. But hey,
we here.
Johnny, how you doing, bro?
Man, I'm tired. Fuck all that. Like, that's beautiful. I'm tired. Goddamn. No, but man, I'm good though. I do want to shout out my cousin Jasmine, who celebrated her 50th birthday.
Hey man, we celebrate those.
No, wait, for real. Beautiful party. Her husband Alton threw her a great party, so all of our family was there. Her friends, family from out of town came in. And it was beautiful. Like, everybody, put their best on, looking good, clean, sharp, all that, and it was great, man. Mm-hmm. It was great. She looked amazing. All of her kids. She has 3 children. Her children are all adults now. Her youngest just graduated college earlier this year. So all of them came into town doing their thing. It's just it was great to be around family not for like a funeral or something like that. You know, like it's great to come and in celebration of life, not meaning like a funeral. So it was great to see everybody, and my sister was in town, my nephew was here, so just to be with them, whenever I can is also amazing. So it was great, man. It was a great night. It was a great night. But also, my tennis duties as well. Yeah. Right before that, I went and attended the USTA Missouri Valley banquet where they give out different awards to the St. Louis area tennis community, right? So best facility, things like that. But we got an opportunity to take the tennis girls from Eastside. Okay. So that was their first experience, and most of them are freshmen and sophomores. So just getting into tennis. So to be able to expose them to that type of community and the types of individuals that may have started playing tennis when they were younger and getting these awards, hopefully that inspires them to want to continue and work hard at playing tennis, so maybe one day they can get to that point as well. Yeah,
it's so funny, bro, and honestly, we probably should collab our two organizations, but we'll talk about that. Yeah. But you'll be surprised what kids don't have exposure, no matter what, right? Because we think the world has gotten so much smaller through technology, but they still need to see it. Like, exactly. And I'm not even talking about social media, see it, like go to see it or have examples of, people that actually do it that look like them. So, it's very interesting because, we had a mentorship situation going on, I think Monday and Thursday of last week, but it's just like, you'd be surprised what kids don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
And you assume, like, oh, you don't know about this? Oh, that's crazy. But
for real.
But positive propaganda is something that the kids still need to see and still need to be in front of. Like, and it's, for us, especially the millennials, the 30-something-year-olds, like we or 20 whatever, we need to put that in front of the kids.
Absolutely, because we were kind of talking about this in pre-production. Like, we are at that age where we can still reach back and somewhat connect to the middle schoolers and the high schoolers, like, because we still have knowledge of what we were like when we were that age. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I think it would be great for them to experience those types of things through us, and maybe not necessarily saying it's bad that the older generation, but like to see somebody that almost kind of looks like them talk about their experiences when it comes to these things outside of what their norm is. I think that would be dope.
Yeah, we definitely got to pick up the torch when it comes to like assisting. What do they call Gen Zers?
I think so. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Well, whatever them kids right. call, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta make sure that we continue to help and build bridges to help them, assist them, and then when it's their turn, because eventually we go be Right. I don't want to deal with all them whippersnappers.
No,
like,
word.
You know what I'm saying? So we just have to equip the next generation with the tools that they need to help keep people moving forward, lifting as we climb. You know what I'm talking about?
For sure. And with that, like, this is Thanksgiving week, so we do want to say Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah, Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
When you preparing the food, just don't oversaturate.
Yeah, don't oversaturate, baby.
We share it with the family.
Man, we got 6 years of content, baby.
Look,
you can go down the rabbit hole with us, boy. I'm telling you,
for real. So hopefully everybody enjoys their Thanksgiving. If y'all got a Keith Lee in y'all family, just make sure y'all keeping away from the mac and cheese, all that kind of stuff.
Man. Well, oh man, but hey, that's dope, man. But what we doing, man? Off the dome.
Off the dome.
I got one for you. Simple music question, man.
Right, let's do it.
The age-old tale of classic albums, right? Mm-hmm. I think that this answer changes with your day-to-day, your knowledge, and what you feel about music. So basically, would you consider an album a classic due to commercial success, basically sales,
Is that the only metric that
I would? Like, would you consider it that? Yeah, the only metric, because sometimes people consider albums to be better than what they are as far as the time capsule, as far as the music, as far as the actual art, because it sold X amount of albums.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
And the reason I say that, we'll take the most recent example for All Dogs, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's not the highest selling album as far as first week sales for Drake, but it's one of the highest, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But as a body of work, before the Scary Hours edition, as a body of work, it's just okay. Like, it's not definitely not the best in Drake's catalog, and definitely not the best of 2023 with the rest of the albums that came out this year. Yeah. So as you know, just measuring it by total number of records sold, I would say no. I can't classify it as a classic based off of that alone.
Yeah, because it's so many worlds where the album actually meets commercial success and critical success at the same plateau, right?
Right.
So a lot of people sell a lot of records, but and then, you know, we can go off the metric, does an album hold up over time? Is it a classic? You know what I'm saying? Nah. But, you know, just using the commercial success aspect, just for the sake of argument, I'll say yes, right?
Okay.
Let's say an album sells 10 million records, right? But it ages horribly.
Okay.
Still sold 10 million records. It has to be classic at some point. Like, it had to be at least a time capsule of what that music sounded like in that era, right?
Yes, but
just for the sake of argument.
Oh, no,
I actually agree with what you said.
No,
I
understand.
I'm just over here with it.
So, okay, just because in the moment, you know, whatever the circumstances of that artist and the project at the time, it sells the 10 million records. It could have been a crazy rollout, marketing, all that kind of. It could have been the whole thing, right? And it doesn't age well. Yeah. So you're saying that in the moment that it dropped and it sold that many records, that's the time and point that it's a classic?
Because it's a focal point of a time where, like, hey, this is what music sounded like in 1985. That's why it sold 10 million.
And for that reason alone, it could be considered a classic? Yeah. A classic of its time. Not like a... So at that point, I feel like we need to give... like a subgenre of a classic there, because it's like,
I mean, it does change with how you view music, right? Because like, it ain't, no matter what, how this album could be great from top to bottom. If nobody heard it, nobody heard it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
That's the counter argument.
Okay.
But if it sold 10 milli, yeah, you know, let's say 40% of this album aged horribly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, because, you know, music sounds change and then certain things just remain timeless. So if, let's say 40% of this great album doesn't sound good 40 or, you know, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, what are we to do with that? You know what I'm saying? But it sold a hell amount of records at this time.
See, what, because an artist that I'm thinking about with this question is Taylor Swift, right? Okay. So Taylor Swift, you know, she did her tour this year, going crazy, whatever. And she just this might not be a good example, but she just re-recorded one of her albums. I think it's called 1989, right? Okay. For reasons, I'm assuming, so she can actually make money off the album. So she re-recorded the whole thing. Yeah. It did like 1.5 million in the first week off a re-recording. Off a re-recording now, and I think this album is over 5 years old. That's nuts, right? That's so shout out to Taylor Swift for that. Yeah. But would that album be considered a classic?
Well, I was using like the extreme variant of, the extreme number, right? Because like I would say anything like over like, let's say 4. Let's say somebody just sold 4. Like, we go take 10 off the table because Diamond, that puts you in a different space, right? Let's say it sold 4 million.
4 million. Okay.
I think but the thing with Taylor Swift, that's why I don't really like that argument. Taylor Swift's star is bigger now than it was then, and everybody has a sympathetic factor for her business, the bad business that she was under. So Taylor Swift being a way bigger star now, kind of having that sympathetic factor, people go out and buy those records because she didn't have Swifties back then. She got them now, though.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right. All right, never mind. Never mind. That's a great point. That's a great point. So.
But for the counter argument, I'm gonna just say yes. Like, if you sold 4 million, your joint a classic, my boy or my girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you sold, you sold. Like, it's just.
But you know what?
But sometimes that's not even your best album, right? Because just because commercially successful doesn't make it your best body of work.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Actually, now really thinking about it, in 2023 going into 2024, if any artist, I'm talking any artist, in the streaming era sells 1 million copies worth of whatever in the streaming area in the first week, I kinda,
in the first week.
In the first week, I kind of feel like we
would have to talk. We would have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like we'll have to see what's going on with that.
Cause like what was the circumstances surrounding the release? Like okay, so all right, I might be rolling a little bit, just a little bit, just a tad, just a
smidget.
Yeah, man. All right, so for my off the dome, which I feel like it's gonna sound way simple. So coming off the For All Dogs Deluxe, right?
Yeah.
Basically the deluxe. There's another J. Cole feature on the album.
Yeah.
And J. Cole, through the length of his career, basically, has been an amazing, a superb feature artist. Yeah. I'm talking features with all different types of artists as well, right? Yeah. So I just want you to dig in your bag. Like, what is one of your favorite just J. Cole features, like, ever?
Beautiful Bliss, Wale, J. Cole, easily. Like, that's when J. Cole first came through and slapped the nigga up on his own song. Like, he got Wale up out of here on Beautiful Bliss. It was nasty, but that's like my favorite J. Cole verse. And you talking about, this was back in 2009 when Attention Deficit came out. So this still is, J. Cole as he's a signed artist, but it still feels like for him to be as unpolished as he is as a rapper compared, like he's polished as hell now. Yeah. But now, back then it was way more raw.
No, I feel what I'm saying? But
no, Beautiful Bliss, J. Cole verse easily.
I like that. For mine personally is Pablo Boat. His feature on Pablo Boat with Royce the 5'9". Like that like the song period to me was amazing, right? Storytelling at its finest. The beat was fire. Yeah. Both Royce and J. Cole giving their perspectives on, what a Pablo Boat means to them, right? Yeah. Super fire. And for whatever reason, J. Cole in his storytelling prowess on the song also slid so heavenly, like on the song. Like it's that the feature itself and the song as a whole, because Royce wasn't no slouch either, but I definitely think J. Cole bested him on that track. But no, Pablo Boat, that feature was just phenomenal. Yeah. Phenomenal, right? Amazing, man. Amazing. Shout out to J. Cole.
Man, shout out to J. Cole. But now, people, that was Off the Dome. Is the album considered classic because it sold a lot of records?
Yes. And what is your favorite J. Cole feature of all time? Let us know. Let us know.
Gang, what's happening? Family and kinfolk. We got a few topics here on the OS News docket for this week. Let's get to this first. Let's try something like good, it's filled with joy, right? New music. We've been getting slapped over the head with a lot of new music, but we'll start with the creme de la creme, the top of the top. Andre 3000 surprised us with the album announcement and then dropped the album in the same week.
Yeah.
What's the name of the album, Johnny? The Flute album. I hate to call it the Flute album.
I know. I mean, because that's what we gonna call it from now on. But it's called New Blue Sun.
New Blue Sun. He announced it. Everybody went crazy. I was like, I'm not excited because. I'm sorry. Before Johnny, let me think. I'm sorry. So you see, I went straight to it. Well, New Blue Sun came out on Friday. Johnny, what are your thoughts on this?
Hey man, look, I was telling Ralph, I really wish that he announced this before we recorded last week, because I really wanted to get these jokes off. I really did. But in Andre 3000 announcing this album, I felt a plethora of emotions, right? Yeah. At first I was like, a flute album? What? Like this is y'all top 5, right? This is y'all top 5 MC. Like this is y'all king. This is what we doing.
This y'all hero.
He running from all this, right?
This the hero. Like, people say that shit about to me with Jay-Z. Hey, first of all, if a nigga calls somebody your hero, you gotta fight him. It's like I know that's your hero and everything. Like if a nigga say that to you,
don't ever say hero to me without saying super in front of it. That's crazy.
No. If that's your hero, like you gotta fight a nigga. Like okay, my bad.
No, it's okay. But so all right, a flute album. No, we absolutely not doing that, right? This is y'all top 5. But after really thinking about it, I think it makes the most sense. Yeah. For the past since pre-COVID, people have been randomly recording Andre 3000 across the planet in different airports and in the forest and all this kind of shit with him walking around playing the flute. So it's only right that he actually puts out a flute album. Like, I mean, it makes sense. It only makes sense because this is the only thing we've known him. Well, that's not true. One of the things we've known him most for the past, 5-6-ish years. So I think it makes sense. It makes sense.
I agree with you, but I disagree too. Right? It doesn't make sense because he still has been dropping guest verses.
I know, and that's why I say one of. That's why I say one of.
Right, because Scientists and Engineers, Life of the Party with Kanye. We just talked about the Grammy nods last week. We was on Killer Mike. He's did Pink Matter with. I know I kind of went back with that Pink Matter with Frank Ocean. So throughout his pseudo retirement or like I'm not fucking with the game, he still has done rap verses.
True.
So that has kept. Andre 3 Stack's solo album kind of like in the, like, kind of like where people are anticipating it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, look at what he can do. Look what he can do. Look what he can do. But I don't think, Andre has ever been in a space where he wanted to do an album, right? And remember a few months ago where not Andre, but Killer Mike came out here and said that Andre was doing the album.
He did. No, I remember.
And then everybody killed him for saying it, and then he retracted it, and then now look at it.
But see, I feel like that was promo. That was part of a rollout for his own album. That's what I feel like. I feel like he
for
lied.
Killer Mike's album.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that might have been a lie.
But Andre has been very on brand for being being aloof, being just kind of like, off in the wind, doing his own thing, being away from the limelight, being away from fame. It felt like he being like a hermit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just
no, for real.
He's just away from things. So for him to kind of break away from the music industry and just kind of find himself, if he needed to do that, I think that's applaudable and commendable. But when it comes to this music thing, everybody wanted a rap album.
Right.
But we sit here and we talked about black artists just a few pods ago, right? About allowing them the freedom to do what they want to do. So when one of the perceived best rappers of all time, I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying that the culture has pushed him up to be one of the best rappers of all time, and he finally has a solo album. It's something completely against the grain. It's not a rap album. It's alternative. It's not even any lyrics on this album.
Right. It's not a word, not a peep.
Yes.
Not a utter, not a sound, none of that, except for flutes and chimes and oboes and clarinets and all that kind of shit.
Oboes is crazy.
Nah, listen, it's all there.
But I'll say this, man. I know sleep sounds when I hear it, man. And he can do, like, listen, hey, man, I'm a pseudo old nigga. And we have talked about this. I put on sleep sounds to go to sleep some nights. You know what I'm saying? I need white noise. You know
all
what I'm saying?
Kind of, yeah.
But, I mean, jokingly, right? I got that little joke off, right? But if you ever go to the sleep sounds, those things have artists and song titles, right? They don't have lyrics. So, true. I mean, hey, look, that's a different bag. It's different lanes.
Listen, you are absolutely right. But this is Andre 3000.
I know.
It's like,
I know.
This is not Yanni. This is not Kim. This is not, this is not them. This is Andre 3000. This is the individual that a lot of people in the culture say, hey, if we making any type of top rapper list, he's in the top 5 or top 10. Like,
somewhere
he's
near
there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I've been telling y'all for years.
Jay has said it best. You want my old shit, buy my old albums. You want to hear Andre 3 Stats
He ain't got
crazy?
no old albums.
Okay. Yeah.
He got Outkast albums,
okay, well,
of course.
We'll go buy the Outkast albums. That's what I mean. Go buy AT Aliens, go buy Southern Playlistic Cadillac Music, go buy Stank On You, go buy those albums. Like,
all of that, right?
Go buy that. I ain't even say go buy The Love Below. I ain't even say
right,
buy that one. Go buy the really Outkast. Buy everything from Stank On You before. Like AT Aliens to Stank On You, man. Buy all that shit.
Now, with that being said though, all of this that I'm talking, this is probably some of the best spa music I've ever heard. This is probably the best. Like, I've been to the Four Seasons. I've done a spa day shit. Like, this shit is slapping.
Hold on. Y'all like how you put that in? Hey, man, you could have just said you went to the spa. You could have just got a massage. You had to specifically say where you went. Hold on, man.
Look.
Stand in that villain.
What I'm
saying,
know
I like villains. Stand in
it. What I'm saying is, it's a difference between Massage Envy music and the Four Seasons music. Is what I'm saying. And this New Blue Sun track listing. This album is an hour and a half. It ain't nothing. And the flutes are going crazy. The flutes is going crazy.
This just said 8 tracks an hour and a half. I was so confused. I was so confused. I was like, what? He going crazy on
but think about it though. If, like, when you go get a massage and they got the ambiance playing, the music playing, right? those tracks are really long. Like that's probably one playlist that play all day because every song is 10 plus minutes.
Yeah.
Which I think 6 out of the 8 songs on here are over 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And listen, I know I make a lot of jokes. We made a lot of jokes right now, but it's actually not that bad. It's not that bad.
Listen, I'm not running this on like just to play. But,
Yeah.
But for the sake of COE gang and just wanting to hear new music from our black artists anyway, our players play, and did it, I guess, meet the expectation of what I thought this would sound like, I guess.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I want to focus on the fact that this is under the alternative tag. So when it comes to award season next cycle, I would love to see where this is. And since the Grammy board does love Andre 3000 features and songs and things like that, I really want to see how they play this out, because it better not be in no damn rap category. I know that for sure. If they do that, they wildin'.
Okay, we really gonna have a major beef if they put this in the rap category, right? Like,
they ain't got no lyrics.
And that's what I was about to say. How can you put anything in a rap category with not one single word? This has to be this has to be under like instrumental albums or whatever. Like,
I wonder what people like, the people that are actual music enthusiasts, like as far as like the sounds and like notes and things like that, like damn near classical stuff like that. What do they think about this album?
That's
like,
a good point. I would love to hear that too.
Like, we just played it. Like, we don't know if Andre actually plays the flute well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, he plays the flute, but I don't know if he's actually good.
Like how do we know like the top tier flutist?
Like, yeah, that's
flautist. Like, what's the word? What's the proper? I don't even know the proper term.
But that's a legit question though, right? Like, I want to know like how good is he compared to like the Child Prodigy or something? I don't know.
Right? Like who's the Jay-Z of playing the flute? Is it Lizzo? And what's crazy is
I was about to make a fat joke, but look at me. That's crazy because you said biggest.
I did. Damn. Damn, that's crazy. But now, if any of these tracks got a remix, he should definitely go call Lizzo.
Now it's funny. Now it's funny that you say that, because we shout out to a friend of the show, Janelle. We had a sidebar conversation about this. I was like, it's only gonna be so long till somebody put 3 stacks lyrics on top of these instrumentals. And it happened. Like, somebody actually spliced up a verse and put it on.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't even catch it.
But I mean,
I gotta hear this.
listen, the internet go internet, bro. The internet blew up once this announcement happened, and then when they found out that it was a non-rap album, a flute album, the jokes came, the memes came, the videos came. So, just the lingering for some Andre 3 Stacks music, somebody was gonna do that.
Yeah.
Chop up an old verse, make it the BPMs match up, and then here we go.
Listen, as much as I really did like enjoy listening to this, especially like while I worked on Friday, because this is great background noise. Yeah. Like it's phenomenal. I do still think this is part of a troll. Because did you read the titles of these tracks?
Something about pussy, right?
That's track 2, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's track 2.
I remember that.
But track 1 is the one that really got me, right? I swear I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time. That's a troll. Because he knows people want a solo rap album for him. Why would you title that? That's crazy. That's crazy. So overall, clearly I listen to it and I enjoy it. And anytime that I'm stressed at work and I need to like calm down, I'm gonna play this.
Background
I'm gonna play it. So
that was it, I guess. Our new Blue Sun review, if that was a review at all.
I know, right?
Because we didn't really talk about the music like that. Because I really don't know the track names. Like I told you, I remember one word for one song
from the whole thing.
And you can judge me if you want to, but that stuck out like a motherfucker. But anyway, 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne also dropped their I guess a weighted sequel album, Welcome to Collegrove, on Friday. Johnny, did you get a chance to check any of that out?
I did. I did. Okay, let me just start here. This album is not bad.
Oh, okay.
This album is not bad at all.
I don't know.
Listen, bro, you know where I was going?
Yeah, I was like, hey, yo, this is about to go crazy. About to get dark.
Listen, I didn't know what to expect from this. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't hear part 1. I didn't. So it's 2 Chainz and Wayne. Wayne has been on a crazy feature run.
Yeah.
He did put out the fix before the 6 or something like that I wasn't really feeling for real.
Yeah.
So it was just okay.
It was garbage.
Okay, well,
for me.
There you go. All right, cool. But so I was like, all right, well, maybe I don't know. Let me just push play and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
And surprisingly, to me, this is actually not a bad album. This is like a really good album. The production is really good. It's some great sample flips on here. They have like different scenes, so it's like different sections of the album sound different, right? Based on what the scene is. So I thought that was dope. They had 50 Cent narrating, which I thought was cool. Now, what I will say, the first scene, like those first, I think 4. Wait, how many tracks is this? How many other tracks? I can't count right while I'm talking. It did sound like this was a Wayne album featuring 2 Chainz. Now, I will say that, but as the album progressed, it was more. It sounded more like this is a joint album between the two. Yeah. Which I was kind of like, at first I was like, oh no, this is another like Her Loss type of situation. Yeah. But as the album went on, I was like, oh no, okay, 2 Chainz kind of talking this shit now. I was like, I bet.
Yeah, I wouldn't give it to Her Loss tag because 2 Chainz and Wayne actually fooled with each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like. Like okay. that's the reason. But no, I mean sonically you could say that. But just like I wouldn't give it that. Like Drake and 21, y'all might have kicked it, I guess. Like, you know right.
just off the whim.
Just off the whim. But as far as what I could definitely get with the album, I wouldn't say I got through it completely, but the money is into this album where compared to the first album, it was just mainly like, you know how I give the certain things like high level mixtape tags? That was the first Collegrove.
Okay.
Collegrove felt like a high level mixtape. This actually felt like somebody put some money in. We got Usher on here. We got, which is a radio single. So Transparency is being played on the radio. When compared to the first album, it was whatever 2 Chainz and song was big at the time. I forgot it. But still, this feels like a actual play for, you know, a bigger thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like you said, the album is constructed in a certain way. You got features throughout, so it's not just 2 Chainz and Wayne on every song. I mean, just them trading bars on every song is actually a thought out process. So I actually appreciate the album from that standpoint. I just need to sit with it more before I really have like a full opinion on it. But from what I hear, I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad. Like this is something I would definitely keep in rotation. Like it's solid. It's really solid. And hey, man, look. I know we talked about J. Cole earlier, but Benny the Butcher also don't miss on features, man. He really don't. That Oprah and Gayle song is fire. It's fire, man. So, shout out to 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne, man. Yeah. This is great.
Yeah. Did you check out Ross and Meek or no?
I did start listening to it, but I wasn't able to get through the whole thing. Yeah. What I can say is like I do want to go back and listen to the full album so I can, see how it feels when I actually listen, but off of what I heard so far, it's just it's okay. It's okay. So I don't know. Maybe I need to be in a different setting because I was at work, so I don't know. No, maybe
it's fine. That is totally fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
But no, I mean, I think I enjoyed what this album was, but it's not like I'm not overrating it. I'm not overhyping it. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain songs. You know, these are artists that I typically kind of freak with. So it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The song with Wale though, listen, Wale went crazy. Wale was talking. Well, I mean, to me, spicy Wale, right? But it was cool on here. I mean, the Tiana Taylor song is on here. You could have kept the Jeremiah feature.
Yeah.
But the song with French Montana, get that shit out of here.
Get it out of here.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But for the most part, very solid, consistent album, right? Just a few misses to me, but. You take those misses off, you might be looking at the album a little bit differently, but I don't think it would be like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing to ever happen. It's just Rick Ross and Meek. I feel like they just needed to do something together. And that's how it feels, right? Now, this feels like a mixtape, high-level mixtape, and maybe that's probably why, even though the album didn't do well, I think it sold like 35K in the first week, which is actually not a great number if you're talking about artists of Meek and Ross's caliber, right? If you're talking about mainstream, right?
True.
No matter how cold you think they may be, those names still should sell maybe at least 100, right?
Now, so yes, but let me ask you this. Yeah. Does your argument change if this is completely independent? Which I think this album is. Does your argument change?
In the streaming era? I don't know what independent means anymore, I guess.
Like
They did all the marketing.
They funded it. They did all the marketing, like everything that is done or contributed to the
okay,
album.
okay.
They did themselves.
Yeah. Then.
Okay.
But I feel like artists that big that are independent still should be able to move. But then again, the record label does get your songs in certain places. So yeah, it's kind of like yeah and no, but more. Ask the question again because I don't know what I was saying. Yes or no? Hold on.
So you said
does my argument change if
this album is completely independent, like no major label backing, distribution, like none of that. Well, maybe distribution, but no marketing budget, no budget comes from anything or anybody but them.
I feel like this album should still move units off the names.
Off the name? Okay.
Off the names.
Okay.
Regardless if it's independent or not.
Got you. I mean, I feel you, but I don't know. Like, I feel like both of them have been kind of cold recently.
Yeah. Oh no. I agree there.
With them not having the major label backing, right, and coming off of a relationship that may have been somewhat strained at some point between the two, maybe, and then for them to go ahead and put this album out independently, I think $35K in the first week is
that's a win.
I think it's a win, especially since like all the money that they get from the album goes straight to them. Like, there's no redistribution between labels and all that kind of stuff.
But that's fair.
I say yeah. I think it's a win.
Okay.
I think it's a win.
Okay. Well, let's talk about somebody that's losing. Diddy has recently been accused of rape and sexual assault and abuse, which is a very, very serious topic here.
Yes.
Longtime girlfriend Cassie of former bad boy artist turned model recently came out in a civil suit suing none other Sean Diddy Combs for $30 million.
Yes.
And it actually settled within like 24 to 48 hours.
Crazy.
So, Johnny, what did you have to say when you saw this headline?
Whatever they say he did that shit. Like, apparent, like the civil suit, like the actual filing of the suit was like detailed as hell.
Yeah.
There was a trigger warning on the suit. Like, I never seen a trigger warning on like a lawsuit before. So look, whatever Cassie say he did it. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. It was a lot of instances where a lot of these things are very, very graphic, and they discussed in the suit where Cassie was forced to do certain things and she was abused, like physically abused, even sexually assaulted a few times because of Diddy's wild lifestyle. And I've seen a lot of people, and this is one thing that happens a lot of times when we have these conversations about assault, rape, and things of that nature. People have a tendency to blame the victim all the time.
Which is crazy.
Why did she stay? Why did she do this? Well, your abuser has mental control, like mental power over you, which is quite unfortunate. And Cassie maybe felt powerless to actually leave Diddy because she was with him for a very long time.
Yeah. I remember that.
And this only adds to the myth and conspiracy around Diddy that everybody around him seems to die, or it's always something with him. It's like something in the milk ain't clean, but look at what's happening now. And Cassie broke her silence, and I feel like, and maybe I read this somewhere too, so I don't think this is original thought, but she probably tried to reason with him behind closed doors. Diddy tried to, pay her off behind closed doors, but it's not about the money. I think it's about the image that, it's out there now. Like, the stain is there.
Right.
And yes, settling out of court is not an admission of guilt. But, like you said, he did this shit.
No, look.
Like, whatever she said, because we ain't heard Cassie say nothing since Me and You. And that was, 2003, 4, I don't know. It was
definitely early 2000s.
It was that weird era of Bad Boy where there were no rappers there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that's real. That's real.
It's that weird era there. But, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, look.
I have never literally heard Cassie speak before.
You know what? I don't think I have either.
Like, it ain't
even in the 106 TRL days.
It went like many Cassie interviews, right? Because she wasn't for whatever you think about the song is the song, right? Mm-hmm. Anybody can write a song, a hit, and give it to you. All right, cool.
Right.
But as far as like her voice, I really haven't heard her talk too much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It may be a red carpet interview. Somebody can pull out their ass here and there, but let's be quite honest. Mm-hmm. We haven't heard her have a voice like that.
Right.
So it's like a lot of things come out of these, this, like, okay, Diddy is abusing this young lady. Well, he has another young lady that everybody seems to love and adore, Carisha. You know what I'm saying? Who he's currently dating now, and a lot of people kind of frowned at that relationship at the first time because Diddy is double her age.
Right. And I think a lot of people are. I think some people are concerned, and some people are like, "Girl, what are you doing?" Yeah. Because
this is
with everything that's come out, right? At least last week, Carisha hasn't said anything. Like she's not gonna come out and talk against Diddy or anything like that. But people are like, hey, did you know this was happening? Like, what's going on? Like, what's up?
Well, she has kind of alluded to their personal lifestyle, and then I think didn't he just have a baby or something?
If I'm probably
it ain't with Carisha, because if Carisha had the baby,
we would have known.
We would have talked about that a little bit more,
right?
So, but that's the thing, right? It's just a lot of men in those positions get a lot of power, a lot of proximity to whiteness, and you kind of lose your way, man. Like I know Diddy has been Diddy for a very, very long time, and the more you get insulated in the industry, you do a lot of bullshit.
Right.
So we seen the downfall of R. Kelly. Now Diddy is next up, and I beg to question like who's next, because if Diddy is starting to see, like, we're starting to see the crack in that armor. Like, we starting to see, like, we starting to see Will Smith. Like, somebody didn't pay their Illuminati dues. What's going on?
Something crazy.
Like, because we have never seen a lot of the people that people say are heroes, right?
Mm-hmm. Be attacked.
Like this. And it's, like, constant. Like, Will can't keep his name out the
What's
news.
crazy is,
Diddy can't keep his name out the news.
The Will Smith attacks, I guess if we want to label it that, seemed very unprovoked. They seem like Will Smith don't really do or say nothing to anybody. Like he do his interviews, he do his social media content, he go and do, he going about his business.
Yeah.
So everything that comes out against Will Smith or his character or whatever seems really, really, really unprovoked. Yeah. With Diddy, which I find really interesting is like when the lawsuit was filed and it came out that it was filed, a lot of clips started resurfacing of Diddy maybe doing or saying pause-worthy things in interviews, or like old videos of him and Justin Bieber coming back up, or stories about how he was the guardian of Usher when Usher was a teen or a kid and stuff like that. Like so many things have resurfaced about Diddy in the past that seems to substantiate the things that are alleged in the lawsuit that Cassie filed, which it's crazy.
Those things have been around, and we let them hide in plain sight for a long time.
Yeah.
Because when it came to like I said with R. Kelly or even Diddy, those things have been there. We just chose to ignore them. Like, how can Diddy probably have the best year and the worst year of his life in the same year?
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm talking about public persona, I'm not sure about behind closed doors, but just looking at like the rollout of the album, which most people enjoyed. We enjoyed it.
Yep.
The selling back of the masters to like stuff that helps his public image, right?
Yep.
Did he just win a Lifetime Achievement Award? Didn't we go through that or something like that?
I feel like we did. Yes.
Yeah.
If it wasn't this year, it was definitely last year. It was recent. It was somewhat recent.
A nice string of things, and then now this comes up, and it only it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
So we'll be here to discuss it as those things happen, but it's just quite unfortunate. But I'm glad that Cassie has gotten some money, but I think hopefully that she finds, we always say this, we hope she finds the healing and everything
absolutely.
that she gets and deserves from that.
Absolutely.
Because surviving Diddy, that thing is about to hit the fan.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy because I feel like so many people have their own like Diddy story, like. No one story is the same, and like everybody just has something that allegedly has happened between them and Diddy, both men and women. Yeah. Which that's a whole nother thing. Then they said he like put a bomb in Kid Cudi's car over Cassie or something. Like I done seen all kind of shit about this.
Diddy is a wild. I mean, and then not to mention like the whole Tupac stuff. All this stuff is coming up. Like he had allegedly something to do with Tupac's murder. We've always kind of speculated it, but now those Hey man,
They said J. Cole had that one scuffle with Diddy in the club, and he ain't been in the car since.
Yeah,
It's all pictures of him riding bikes because of allegedly what he did to Kid Cudi's car.
yeah.
Like that's come on, man.
Listen, he had a fight with Drake over a beat that nobody wanted to hear him on.
Look, all right, yeah, look, that's crazy. Look,
I know, man.
Thoughts and prayers to Cassie.
Yeah,
Again, I hope
definitely.
she seeks and receives all of the healing and the love that she needs to get through this. Cause yeah, that's crazy.
Insane. But since we're here, man, who would we be if we didn't give you the podcasts that you came to click play on? Blurred time, blurred segment, Marvel news. There's always some Marvel news. DC, what y'all doing? Marvel has given us some great content. We'll start with the trailer. I think that's condensed because the next one go next. The next deadline go left. Right?
Okay.
All right. What If Season 2 is coming December 22nd? They just dropped a trailer. Johnny! What you got for that, bro?
Listen, man. What If Season 1 was amazing. This is Marvel's animated Disney Plus show that somehow what's the word I'm looking for? That ties into the MCU, right? Mm-hmm. The whole multiverse thing. I love Season 1. And it looks like Season 2 is going to pick up right where Season 1 left off with more amazing content, especially the what if stories. I think the one I'm looking forward to most is what if Odin and Hela found the 10 rings.
Yeah,
like that. That's fire. That's the type of matchup I want to see.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're gonna, so it's 9 episodes. They're gonna drop 1 episode every day starting December 22nd, which I think is dope. I think it's dope.
Yeah. Well, we're always suckers for trailers here, so I'm definitely excited for What If Season 2. I was not excited for Season 1 until you see a trailer. That's usually how they get me. What if? I guess.
I know.
What if? Shit. Whatever. All right, sure, whatever. But no, the trailer looks amazing. Marvel's animated anthology series, like none of these tie together, but they do tie together. It's multiple stories within, and then somehow they kind of streamline it together at the end, just with the multiverse stuff. So it's actually an easy watch, easy to follow, especially if you enjoy the characters. But just seeing the '90s version of the Avengers, you got T'Challa, his pops.
Right.
You got Hank Pym. You had Captain Marvel too. No, not Captain Marvel. Who's the Kree lady from Captain Marvel?
Supreme Intelligence? Wait, who you talking about?
No, the lady from Captain Marvel that was like the villain in the first film. This is her younger self. She's
the
part
villain.
of the Avengers. The one that Captain Marvel had to fight in the little water place.
The water place.
The reflective place.
And Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm tripping. Well, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now.
But
she's there. All right, cool.
She's there. But you got that version of the Avengers, and I think it's somebody else there too. But I mean, that's dope. Like you said, Thor and Shang-Chi pretty much, they gonna be boxing it out. It's just
that's gonna be fun.
It looks dope, man. It's just like the freedom of animated shorts or animated videos or movies or whatever you call these things. Definitely get the blurred wheels turning. It's great content. So if you're deep into the MCU streets as we are, you definitely should be excited too. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
For sure, man. You know what? So this whole like multiverse saga, what I could see them trying to do is somehow through the multiverse saga, Kang and timelines and variants and all that, I could see them trying to pull off where every Marvel property from every major movie studio, like Fox and Sony and all that, it's all in the shared universe. I can see them trying to like kind of pull that off through Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars.
I heard that that's happening for Spider-Man 4, that they're combining the MCU and the Sonyverse.
Really?
Yeah.
See, okay, that
that
makes sense, and I'm not mad at it.
It's only so long fake thugs can pretend. You might as well. Like, how you gonna have Spider-Man over here, and then you got all his villains making movies over here.
I know that's
and
so
then,
trash.
and
But then you had all 3 Spider-Men in the same movie, like it. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's cool because it's like what the comic books have done, like forever, right? Is like merge all these different stories. They create new stories from the same characters, different timelines, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's like they're trying to take that way of storytelling and bring it to the movies, which a movie is a multi-million-dollar production. So to be able to write, produce, have actors, and merge like all of these films into one cinematic universe, I think it's dope. Like, it's really dope. But in the meantime, we do get like some really bad movies. But I mean, the fact that they can somehow write a story where it all combines together, I think it's kind of dope.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of dope.
Yeah. But nah, man. I mean, well, let's try this on for size, right? We got a recent casting announcement, or kind of like it felt like it was confirmed, and they was like, nah, we was joking. We was joking. But he in talks though, right? So let's try this out, right? Pedro Pascal, most may know him from his recent success in The Last of Us.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be in Gladiator too. Whoosh. I'm ready for that.
Right.
But long story short, he's supposed to be casted as Reed Richards in the new Fantastic Four and the MCU moving forward. Johnny, what do you have to say about even if this is a true casting, or do you like it, or what's up with that?
When I first saw it, I was a little confused.
Yeah.
Now, I like
Pedro
Pascal. I was about to say Andre.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Especially in The Last of Us, right? He did a
His name's Joel. I forgot it.
Right. He did a phenomenal job in The Last of Us. I love that show. But I don't know, something about his look doesn't yell Reed Richards to me. So I was a little confused about the casting.
Like, y'all casting him for that?
Like,
I mean, it's cool because he's like, Pedro is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, right.
And he's kind of like one of those guys that I don't know if I paid attention to, his name before, but you just seen him in millions of things. Like, I know he was in Game of Thrones. Like, he was a Prince of Dorne. Shout out to him, man. But what do I don't know. What do I think about it? I mean, it's cool, I guess. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he's a great actor. I think he can do the, he can hone in on what we need Reed Richards to be. And now let me ask you this: is your hang up on it because he's not white, or you don't think it's just because the actor? Come on, man, let that toxic Marvel nerd blur it out of you. Come on, say it.
I mean, I kind of alluded to it, but he doesn't look. I feel like he doesn't look the part. Like, I don't know. But then again, how we've said before, does that really matter?
Well, because we were sitting here championing for Giancarlo to be Professor X. So, hey.
Right.
And ain't Professor X Jewish? Oh, that's Magneto. Magneto's Jewish.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, shit. Yeah.
I mean, black people can be Jewish, too. But
y'all know what we're talking about. Come on now. Like, come on.
Hey, man, don't cancel us.
Context.
Don't cancel
anyway,
us.
But, no, but I don't know. Yes, that's exactly why. Again, Pedro is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
Can he tackle the role? I think he absolutely can, but it's going to be a little difficult for me to like sit at the movie theater and see him talk about multiversal traversal, and he got his hair. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's going to be weird. And it could, so maybe also because we have had two different versions of Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, in movies before, and both of them kind of look the same. Like, just one was just like a younger version of the other. So like maybe that's also what I'm envisioning.
And one thing with, I think
three if we talking about the my bad.
Yeah. I wouldn't even think about the 2015 Fantastic Four. That's crazy.
Oh no, I'm talking about from Multiverse of Madness. I'm talking
John
about
Krasinski.
yeah.
Okay. I wonder why they just didn't do. But I mean, I guess because we saw him get killed on camera. I mean,
it could be his variant from another.
I don't know. But listen, they brought back Monica Rambeau, Mama to be over here.
I know, which I forgot to mention. That's Binary. That her name is Binary, which is another version of Captain Marvel in the comics. So never mind. Anyway,
shout out to her, man.
Yeah.
She filled out the outfit. But this is a completely different casting compared to what they have done previously. It's like giving us a black Batman and Superman. You're like, it's cool.
I know, we gonna champion.
We gonna champion it, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Black Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, it's gonna be fire.
Just make sure y'all sprinkle some racism in there to make it real. You know what I'm saying? To make it real. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if Reed Richards gonna be this Hispanic man, all right, cool. Just make sure y'all treat him Don't leave the color out. Like,
Pedro Richards. That's funny.
just like we watched Loki, and they kept calling Tommy Kane boy. Like, all right, just make sure y'all keep that same energy.
Keep it historically accurate.
Yep. I want it.
Need
If
that.
they do Reed Richards in the 90s before we get to 2025 or 26 when the movie come out,
which is crazy.
I need a Rodney King reference or something. Like, I need something in there.
Which is crazy because if I read correctly, the MCU Fantastic Four, at least the first one, is supposed to be set in like the 60s or some shit. Like, it's either the 60s or the 80s. It's one of them.
Racism. Disney, give it to
Right.
just the racism.
Give me the racism.
Yeah,
a hint of racism.
just a hint of racism. Just to make it real. Like, if he go be this one. Now, if he gonna be white, all right, cool. We ain't gotta talk about that.
You know, it is what it is.
Right.
The racism is inherently like there. Like, it's it's already baked in. Like, you got to add it if it's Pedro.
But it's crazy because, like, they have announced possibly who Sue Storm is, and that's Vanessa Kirby from what?
I'm sorry. A hint of racism was funny too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm still laughing.
That's the name of the episode?
I think so.
All right, cool. All right, so Vanessa Kirby, I recently seen her in the recent Mission Impossible film.
Okay.
So she definitely has a look. She's white. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's big white. Like, no different. No confusing this one.
No racial ambiguity
No,
there at all.
not at all.
At all.
So I mean, if she's gonna be Sue Storm moving forward, cool. And I don't really have an ageism thing for Reed Richards because he is kind of like an old nigga to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Regardless.
He is.
So he ain't gotta be. You know, the only. I'm gonna keep telling you this. The only thing I have an ageism problem on is Blade. Like, you know?
Which is crazy because vampires don't really age like that.
Hey Johnny, you know what this is. You know, this is what I do to you. Do not poke holes in my logic.
Just say it. Just say it.
Do not poke holes in my logic. I need a young actor to play Blade. All right, I'm off there. But I mean, just kind of getting back to Pedro. Pedro's dope. And there's the other thing too. I don't want y'all fucking with his Last of Us schedule. I need that. I would prefer that before him being Reed Richards. I don't.
Now that is a great point. That is a great point, and I'm rolling with that.
Him alone.
Listen,
like, not to say that he can't do both, because actors can do both. But I need the Last of Us. Listen, we've already had to halt a lot of production for a lot of stuff, and Last of Us is not something that you can just get next year. True. It's like Game of Thrones. It's like all that stuff. It's like those are big productions. And a lot of money is pumped into that. And you notice they ain't say nothing about canceling Last of Us or House of Dragon. Like, they wouldn't say
what? They just push back another year.
We'll wait. Don't worry. We'll wait.
No, for real. I think same with Euphoria. I don't even watch
Euphoria.
Oh, yeah.
Euphoria is about kids, and then they held it up another year. Like Zendaya finna be 29.
Man,
playing a 17-year-old.
Bro, she's seasoned. That's crazy. She's seasoned playing a kid.
But that's how it goes. But you see where the money goes.
Yeah.
But I would prefer him to still play Joel in The Last of Us, and we still hoping that this version of the Fantastic Four can outlast the others just because it's connected to the MCU.
I know.
So it's still a gamble with that.
I know.
It's crazy to sit here and say that that's a gamble. Like, it's as crazy as those films are, I still kind of like watch them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know they're not the best, but I watch them if they're on. I don't go out my way to. Okay, I like the first Fantastic Four. I'm not really the biggest fan of Silver Surfer, and then the dark one. Like, that's cool to me too. Like, I don't think it's bad.
I like that one. It wasn't. I don't think that was a bad movie.
But if you're comparing them to other superhero films, they are bottom tier. It's like they're enjoyable. Like they're above Batman and Robin, but they're still below they're like Thor: Dark World. Like,
absolutely not.
Okay,
it's way above that.
Way above. So hold on. Like how far above? Like, it's not that far above, John. Let's not do this.
Man, no, because people do that same thing with the Incredible Hulk, and I love that movie.
The first. I mean, not the first.
Not the Aang joint. I'm talking
about the Aang joint.
Look, what's Ang Lee? Was that the director?
Ang Lee director, but you call it the Aang joint.
It's my bad. Like, Spike Lee joint.
Yeah,
that's a nod.
But okay, so where? It's like, hold on.
It's like low mid tier.
This gonna be the episode art too. Like, a hint of racism. Like, so it's like, how far?
Facts. Look,
how far does this go?
All right. Because now we got to do it.
Now we're here.
If Infinity War is the ceiling.
All right.
If Infinity War is the ceiling.
Up there.
If Infinity War up there, where's Guardians 1? It's not up there, but it ain't nowhere down here.
It's in. Okay, if we had to put it in a tier, right? S tier is like God tier, right?
Yes.
S tier is like Infinity War. It's like Cap, Winter Soldier. It's like Dark Knight, right?
Yes.
The perfect cinematic visual for a
Superhero.
film,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Now, when you start talking about Guardians 1, that's like it's like S. I don't know. We got to make tiers, right?
You got S. S is the top. That's the
Yeah.
creme de la creme. You
Yeah.
got S, A.
And let's just say B. All right?
Yeah, S, A, B.
All right. So Guardians 1 is definitely a B.
Okay, cool.
It's not A. A would kind of be like, I know you don't want it. I think Endgame is an A.
Okay. I put Endgame in the B, and the only reason it's there is because of the final battle scene. If that wasn't there, then I would put that in C.
Oh damn.
I know. Yeah.
Damn.
But that's me. Whatever.
But where do you put where do you put the
You say you put Guardians in B?
Yeah.
So
Guardians is good, but it's not A.
Yeah, so the Dark Fantastic Four is definitely under that. So it gotta be like C or D.
Okay. We all over the place. So shout out to y'all.
I love it.
Where would you put Doctor Strange then? The
first.
first.
Come on.
Definitely
Yeah,
not talking about multiverse. Come on now. Come on.
So we talking about an origin story.
Yeah.
It's definitely not S. Lowest the keys, I might put in A. Yeah,
That's
I think I put it in A.
I was like A.
I'll put that in A. Okay, cool.
We got to revisit this topic.
No, we need to write this down because this might be some evergreen shit. No, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Wait, yeah, that was like impromptu rankings.
I know, right?
Anybody go kill? Like, what the fuck you mean?
We gonna put that out as a clip, but yeah. So
clearly, we have reached the end of our docket. Johnny, what do you have?
If you're on YouTube, first of all, we appreciate you guys for rocking with us this long. Hit that comment section. Please let us know about any of the topics that we discussed today. We really were trying to get these Marvel rankings clearly.
Yeah.
Hit that like button, hit the notification bell,
Yes,
subscribe to the channel, and we'll peep y'all next week. Now, if you're on audio,
Song of the week,
what time it is? OS Song of the Week. All right.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.